Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about today, if you're moving to Hickory, we got this little special place called Startown. And it's really Startown, not the town of stars. But anyway, we're going to find out at the end what Katie's favorite part of Startown is, and let's get with it.
So our little town of Startown. So if you're a local here, you probably are familiar with Startown Road. And Startown Road connects Hickory all the way down to Newton, Conover. So it's a long road, but when we talk about Startown, we're not just talking about the road. There's a little section between Hickory and Newton that connects around Highway 70, and we'll put up a graphic to show that. This is what we refer to as Startown. It's not really a town or a city. It's not on the addresses. There's no stars there.
I was wondering why they would call this place called Startown. There's no stars.
There's no stars.
There's no star visibility. It's just it's just called that, and I thought it was pretty funny. But anyway, it's like a stretch, a little area. And what I've noticed is Startown, this section, is it's pretty quiet, pretty rural, kind of away from Hickory.
Largely residential. There's not a lot of business in Startown.
Yeah, residential, and they're not so close to each other that I've seen. There's maybe like little pockets of maybe some little subdivisions, but other than that, everything's kind of spread out and rural. So I think it's kind of neat, kind of neat feel to it. You know, just like depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for something like that, you don't want to be too close to your neighbor. I mean, some of them are close, some are not, but you just want to kind of have a balance because Hickory is probably like 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
It does connect you to about Newton, which is about another 10 minutes away. Yeah. It's kind of a access way to get you to the next little cities that are just next to Hickory. So I think it's kind of neat.
Right. So Startown, we'll jump into housing and things to do and what life looks like in Startown. But a big emphasis in this video is going to be sort of that corridor connecting Hickory to Newton, because that's what Startown Road does. So let's get right in.
Hey guys, welcome to Living in North Carolina channel. This channel is your ultimate guide to the authentic North Carolina experience. We cover everything from daily life to all the fun stuff in between.
So if you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and give that like button a tap. It helps others find our channel more easily.
Bing, bing.
So while you're at it, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that you're always in the loop when we drop new videos.
We're Adriano, and this is Katie, and we're real estate agents right here in North Carolina. We absolutely love it when people contact us about their upcoming move to North Carolina, whether through text messages, a phone call, or a quick email. Reach out to us, and we can help you every step of the way. You can even schedule an appointment on our calendar using the link below.
So no matter how you choose to get in touch, know that we've got your back when it comes to making the move to North Carolina. So housing in Startown is largely established homes. There is some new construction going up in Startown, but what you'll find are those old standby neighborhoods that have been around for quite some time. Fairway Acres comes to mind. There's very beautiful established homes ranging from like the 250s to maybe about 500s out there, mid-size. So, great family neighborhood. Walnut Creek. Walnut Creek is a beautiful neighborhood, and it actually butts up to an equestrian center called Walnut Creek Farms. Beautiful, scenic pastures where horses ride, and the neighborhood where you can do like horseback riding and classes and stuff, but the neighborhood actually backs up to it. So some of the homes in that neighborhood have this great view of the pastures and the horses and stuff like that. It's a very well-maintained farm, and we'll get into that in a bit. Fairway Farms. These are Newton neighborhoods because at the far end of Startown Road, you're getting into the city of Newton. So these are neighborhoods that would technically have a Newton address, which also is a better tax rate. So that's something to point out too. If you get out of Hickory and you get down to Newton, it's a little cheaper tax rate.
That's why some people they're looking in Hickory, but they might consider Newton. Like I said, we'll talk about that. Right? When you drive through, you don't even know. It's not a huge difference on anything that changes. Just sometimes you don't even know you're in the city of Newton because you think you're still in Hickory. There's not much different. It all looks pretty much the same until you get to a certain stops, I guess, the sign, you might see something. But
right. So if Highway 10 and Startown Road intersect, that's close to where Fairway Farms is at. Fairway Farms is a lot of brick homes, very nice. like 5 to 700,000, like really established properties. We've sold quite a bit out there lately. If you pull out of that neighborhood, there's a convenience store, a Subway, a gas station, Food Lion. So there's this intersection. I think that would be considered the core of Startown. So when we say Startown, people are thinking of that intersection. And if you keep going down Highway 10, you're going to end up in Maiden. So Startown Road it connects a lot of things. There's been some industrial parks built on Startown Road, but it's still largely residential, very scenic, well maintained, and it connects all the major cities. Cities being our cities like Hickory, Newton, Conover, Maiden. So that's why it's very central. So other communities have mentioned Fox Chase has some really cute homes. Stone's Throw, Wellington. Those are some good neighborhoods out there.
Funny names for neighborhoods. Stone's Throw. I just think of just grabbing a rock and throwing it over, and there it is. It's all over your stone throw. Like
everything is a stone's throw.
One thing you'll notice about me, I like to label things. If I remember things by giving the different names. So Newton, I call it Big Newton. I call Maiden Iron Maiden. I have a name for everything.
He has a name for everything.
Town of Stars.
The Town of No Stars.
Town of No Stars. But anyway, that's just my nuances. That's how I kind of remember where I'm at. When I first got here, I just thought the names were kind of interesting. But anyway, everything has a certain name to it. But I also know this is a nuance here that whoever the developers are certain inside these neighborhoods, they name their subdivisions. Some of them
they don't do
even their like the streets will be named after a person.
Yeah.
Whoever was influential in terms of that subdivision or that build. So
it's like a theme. It's like a theme to the neighborhood. And it's nice whenever you live in a community like that because you can say, turn at the sign that says Deerfield, turn at the sign that says Fairway Farms. And
Deerfield, DEER.
Yeah.
So I go, okay, must be a lot of deer in the field.
Maybe at one time there was, and that's why it's named that. I'm sure there's meaning behind them. But these communities,
that's just my take on things. I know I give her a hard time about it.
No, there's a lot of neighborhoods like that around here. And one thing to keep in mind if you're relocating here, we talk about this with our clients all the time. If you're moving here and you're looking to be in a specific neighborhood, if it has a name on the neighborhood, it means it's a formal neighborhood, meaning there are rules and restrictions and covenants, most likely, of what you can do or have in that neighborhood. So it's important to think about how you want everyday life to look, because in some of these communities, for example, if you wanted to have like some chickens or something like that, like you can't just do that in all of these neighborhoods, and there's covenants and rules for all of them. So that's a whole nother video. But yes, a lot of our communities, I mean like little pods of homes, they have names.
Fox Chase.
They have cute names.
Fox Chase is a Startown.
Yeah. We should do a video of our favorite like quirky names.
Fox Chase. Chasing Fox. But hey, all these neighborhoods, the one thing that we do notice, if you're looking in these neighborhoods, the price points vary, but from, maybe entry-level homes to maybe, some midpoint.
Yeah.
They do, some might stretch the budget than others, but there are some beautiful homes in Startown that we've noted that we've seen, especially off Startown Road. I've seen there's particular properties that have equestrian homes. So you got a mixture of a lot of different types of homes there.
Right. And you'll notice if you're looking at Highway 70, Startown Road and Robinson Road kind of run parallel to each other. And so this kind of section in between, it's Startown-ish. People do refer to it as Startown. Technically Newton, but Catawba Country Club is out there. And those are some beautiful, beautiful homes with gorgeous golf courses.
Those definitely stretch the budget on those.
Those cost a little more, but there's a lot of options, a lot of different price points in Startown. You don't have to be in a community with a title or a name. There's a lot of just freestanding properties that are out there. And
some aren't,
yeah, they're just there.
Just keep in mind, when you're looking to move and you're looking at Hickory, consider Startown. Startown's a great area if you just don't want to be kind of out of city limits. You just kind of want to have a different feel, different vibe. Check out Startown. Startown it's close, like I said, 10 minutes into Hickory, if whatever you're looking for, like
and close
max.
to Newton, close to Conover, close to Maiden.
Yeah,
it's close to everything.
I would say that's also your bridge point from Hickory, that if you need to go towards, let's just say Charlotte, it's closest to Highway 16 to get you there and get you off to Charlotte if need be. That would probably be maybe an hour drive, hour max, give or take. It depends on what part of Charlotte you're going to, or if you're just kind of in the outskirts of Charlotte. But it's kind of a good bridge to other neighbor cities. Not to mention, it gets you close to everything. Great schools. It is a good spot. Consider Startown because, again, prices vary. and the homes vary because they've been built differently.
And there's apartments going up. A lot of, right next to CVCC, which is great. I mean, you would assume there may be rentals and apartments needed next to a college campus.
That's right. There's the apartment complexes. There's businesses there.
Right.
There's
you can
also
rent or buy.
There's also other those developments of these big businesses. I don't know if they're like warehouses off Startown.
The industrial parks.
Industrial parks.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to have a business, you're looking to move closer, it could be because you need to access certain locations, maybe to work or whatnot. Startown's a great spot.
Right. It gets you just a hair closer to Charlotte.
Yeah.
So highly recommend it. The housing in Startown, lots of options from low to high to rental. So check it out. So if you're moving to Startown and you need to know what schools are available, the obvious start is to mention Startown Elementary. Startown has an elementary school named Startown Elementary. And it's a super cute school, highly rated. There's also Blackburn Elementary and Jenkins Elementary. And all of these feed into the same path of Jacobs Fork, Fred T. Ford, or in some cases, because like I said before, you're kind of getting towards Maiden on some of these Startown addresses. You may be looking at Maiden Middle School and Maiden High School.
The Iron Maiden.
The Iron Maiden. But you talk about, now I went to Fred T. Ford, but I will tell you, Maiden High School is the most supported football team. Their community goes all out every time there's a game at Maiden High. It's the Blue Devils, and if you drive through Maiden, you'll see that. And we can do a video on.
They don't wear like iron helmets and iron shoulder pads.
I don't know. I didn't go there.
The Iron Maiden.
Oh,
but yeah. All these schools are relatively, if you're depending where in Startown that you live in, they're about 10 to 15 minutes, I think, max to the school that you need to get your kids to. So it's not bad.
Yeah.
And that's all from the elementary to the middle to the high school.
Yeah, and I think if you looked at compared to...
They're a stone's throw away.
A stone's throw away. If you look at the schools, the size compared to probably some of those schools in the larger cities, these are relatively small schools. And I feel like the quality, the education, the community, these are tight-knit, small-ish schools. Mm-hmm. So look up reviews, see what's the right fit for you. There's a lot of elementary schools, and then they all feed into middle schools, and then there's, of course, fewer high schools. So it's just based off of where you live in Startown, so it can vary, of course. And as always, there's private schools available across town. So even if you wanted to go to a private school up in Northwest Hickory, we've mentioned Hickory Christian Academy, even that's like 20 minutes away.
20 minutes.
So it's not far. So education, do your research, look at your options, but those are the ones that will be on your radar if you're considering making a move to Startown. So what is there to do in Startown? Well, there's some things. It's not like Charlotte, guys. It's not like there's like a place to entertain you on every corner. But
that's okay for people that they don't mind that. It's totally okay. Right. Some people just you just want to live at home, and home is your favorite place to be. Startown's a place that you may also want to, like I said, consider, because you're about 10 minutes, like I said, 10 minutes from, if you need to go to the grocery, like the main grocery stores, and I know like Target, if you need to go to Best Buy, it's about maybe like 10-5, depending what
Startown Road butts right up to Catawba Valley Boulevard, which is where all the
5 to 10
most
minutes
of the shopping
away.
is here. So it's not far, but point being, Startown itself is primarily homes and residential. But as we're talking about this overlap where Startown Road goes into Newton and it goes into Hickory and it bleeds over into Conover a little bit, consider there are things in those areas that's very easy to get to from Startown. So a few things that come to mind, we had mentioned the Walnut Creek Farm, which is this very scenic, well-maintained equestrian center. I know one of our daughters is really into horseback riding, so we've looked into lessons there.
She's a barrel rider.
She wants to ride Western. So I think Walnut Creek does English riding. So they all look so cute on their little horses, and it looks very safe, and I've seen little birthday parties there. So that's on Startown Road. It's very visible, so if you drive through, you'll see it. You can't miss it. So if you're looking at equestrian sports or activities like that, that is literally on Startown. But if you go a little further down, you're kind of getting into Newton. And in Newton, there's a Penn Station, which is a bowling alley. I think they have putt-putt, or they used to.
There's no miniature golf here.
I don't know.
There's no miniature golf.
He doesn't call it putt-putt. You've seen this in previous videos.
It's miniature golf, I don't have it. But, from my experience, if you're living out in like these rural areas, I mean, where we live, we're not close to any stores, and from coming from the city, I'm going to tell you from experience, not a big deal. If you need to drive 10 minutes, 15 minutes away to go to the grocery store, because if we drive an hour to go to Costco, which is in Mooresville, it's not in Hickory. Hickory has Sam's Club, but we go to Mooresville because I'm a Costco guy. So it's about an hour away. We pack it up. We're out there. We grab everything we need for the month, and we bring it back. But if you need your groceries, not to mention this one right here doesn't go to the grocery store. She does Instacart, so things get sent to the
and
home.
they come all the way out here to us.
You're not missing out if you don't have to worry about going to the store, having Instacart come to your home.
Isolated.
You're not isolated.
No.
If you're looking for that type of area that you've lived and grew up in the city, like I grew up in Los Angeles, and want to change, it is a change for the better. So it's really not a big deal, because whenever you want city, you can get to Charlotte from Startown in, like I said, 45 minutes to an hour if you need just to have that. But it's nice being away from it. So that's what I enjoy. That's what I like it from firsthand experience. Your neighbors, everybody's super nice. Not to mention, you're not one on top of the other. That's the biggest complaint from people who live in the city. They don't want to be on top of the other person. So,
So there's things to do nearby, and there's a whole lot to do not far.
Everything is here. Just like I said, everything is here. It just depends how you adapt and how you want to live your lifestyle.
Yeah.
I personally don't want to be all up against the main highways and all the sirens and the police cars and ambulances and cars and people honking. It is peace and quiet. Startown definitely delivers that.
It is. It's peace and quiet out there.
That's like I said, maybe that's what you're looking for, and this is maybe a spot that you want to consider. And things to do, horseback riding. You can get to a park in 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, Riverbend Park's not far.
The Catawba
if
Country
you like
Club.
to golf, Catawba Country Club is right there between Robinson Road, Highway 10, really close to Startown.
And as we mentioned, there's communities that are right next to the golf course, that, like I said, it's really stretched the budget, but if you want to live near the golf course, you can.
Yeah, there's plenty to do. And it's not necessarily in Startown or on Startown Road, but the idea is you live in Startown and then you're really close to everything else. So that's kind of more the setup with it. So there are like events and activities and things to do close by to Startown, which we'll hop into next. So as far as events and community events in Startown, again, a lot of the communities have their own little HOA community events, and a lot of the events you do may be centered around your neighbors or your home or your backyard. But just outside of Startown is Newton, and an event that comes to mind for Newton, and a lot of locals have heard of this, is the Old Soldiers Reunion Parade. That's a mouthful, but it's every August. It's been going on for 135 years.
They have tradition here. If you're looking for a place that has cool traditions like this, that's kind of something that they offer, and I think it's pretty neat.
Yeah, it lasts like a whole week, and it culminates in this parade, and they have all kinds of booths and vendors, and it's a really crazy turnout. Like, people are very devout about the Old Soldiers Reunion Parade. And that's in downtown Newton, which is on that main square where you have it's actually the Catawba History Museum, and it goes around it. So
I haven't been there yet, but it's catered just by the name of it, catered to veterans, catered to the who served in the U.S. Armed Forces, because there's parts of Hickory and parts of North Carolina that have traditions in honoring the military veterans that have served in wars of.
That's a big deal here.
Serve in the wars of our country has been in, and as we're losing, as generations get older and die out, we have they honor the next generation of conflict soldiers that were in different conflicts. So me being in Afghanistan and serving overseas, it's kind of nice to know that that's there. I haven't personally seen it yet, but probably this year we'll go look at it and check it out.
Is that common where you're from, where people will say thank you for your service if they see you wearing like a hat or something? Because that's taught here from a young age. Yeah,
well, it's not really, unless they served. Like, it's not a California. I mean, you serve around other people that you serve, like that have served. If you've gone to like a VFW or American Legion,
random people.
But random, and besides Veterans Day, not really.
Okay, I just wondered that.
But we definitely didn't have a parade every year. That's really neat.
Yeah, so near Startown, an event every year. Yes, Old Soldiers Reunion Parade, but also it's kind of close to Conover, so I feel like I should throw in the Conover Farmers Market. Conover's had a lot of growth, and we can do a whole video on that. Again, they're renovating old train stations and mills and turning it into really cool spaces, and putting some money into the parks nearby and the growth, and really elevating the community. And Newton and Conover has done a beautiful job at that. But there's apple festivals, because everybody's got an apple festival around here. Don't ask me why. There's festivals for everything.
Worms.
And there's a woolly worm festival, but that's not in Startown.
Worms.
That's further up.
That's something different, but yeah, they do have that.
Guys,
But,
it's cute. They
all-
race them on little strings.
And you notice when you go, as we mentioned, Startown, Newton, Conover, the neighboring adjacent cities to Hickory, there's a lot of things going on because they've seen of the growth of people moving. The best kept secret is people moving out here, and now they're trying to develop other amenities and more construction to accommodate what's going to be what they're anticipating of the growth that they're expecting, because of the cost of living and quality of life is so much better than different parts of the U.S.
Right.
So the best kept secret is no longer a secret.
Right.
It's getting there, but we're starting to see more and more people that are relocating and starting to want to know more information. Hence why we're doing these videos, so we can keep you up to date on what is relevant and happening. So when you reach out and you have questions, we're here to answer any questions you might have.
Yeah, that's right. So community and events, lots to do near Startown and around Startown. And even if you live in Hickory or Conover, these are all events you can attend. So highly recommend it.
All right, as we mentioned, we're going to talk about Katie's favorite place or memorable location off Startown. So I just let her tell you.
Yeah,
what.
So I had a hard time with this because
She didn't have a hard time.
I did. I mean, there's a lot of little spots, but I have to say, like, a place that's near and dear to my heart is CVCC, because that's where I got my little computer science degree back when I was like many, many years ago. And I remember I was part of the magnet program, which was this new thing where the high school students could go, and it turned into this really cool program that today is still available. But we were like the pilot program. So we were like these young high school kids hanging around the college campus. And I have a lot of memories of coming up on Startown Road, feeling like super independent, because I was like a sophomore in high school, but I was like at the college campus.
She thought she was a big shot.
I thought I was a hot shot. So
big shot.
And that campus has grown, and you can get a good education there. So that would have to be what I associate with Startown, because that's the most of my memories. And other than that, it's the fact that I used to run across the street and go to Taco Bell, because that's what you eat in college. It's just a lot of cheap tacos. So Taco Bell on Highway 70 and going back and forth, and then maybe Krispy Kreme. I told him it was a toss-up, and that's a terrible answer, but there's a Krispy Kreme.
Oh, I think it's a great answer.
On Startown Road, and when that hot and fresh sign's on.
Yeah, no, Startown. I mean, the CVCC where it's located, it's pretty accessible. It's off Highway 70, Startown, and right around it, there's a lot of homes, luxury apartment buildings.
There's Walmart.
They've actually expanded this college. I think they're adding some trade specialties to the curriculum for people that are looking to possibly look and get themselves in a trade, which is probably like flooring.
They have like a good mechanics program.
So really cool school if you're looking to, I guess, further your education and be close. But
yeah,
I remember that's something we always talked about. She always mentioned that. That's why we had to throw it in there.
Yeah, so that's what I associate with Startown. CVCC.
Yeah, that's it.
So there's your answer. Well, guys, there you have it. There's our brief tour of our little town of Startown, where there's no stars, but I think it's pretty special, and it does have a lot to draw in people relocating here for a place to live, a place to spend time with your family, events, things to do. It's just a small town vibe. So I think you would love it here. And if you have any questions, anything you want to hear on the channel, just be sure to comment below and like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be alerted as we come out with more videos. So thanks for joining us.
We'll see you in the next video.